I'm Carrie Knauer and welcome to Carrie's Kitchen. It's October and I've got pumpkin on the brain. So today we're going to make a very sophisticated dessert. It's a pumpkin chocolate cheesecake with a ginger snap crust. I think this would go great for an adult Halloween party, or you could even hold on to the recipe and use it at Thanksgiving. Are you ready to cook? Okay, the first step we're going to do is we're going to melt the butter for our crust. I just like to put it in a dish covered by a paper towel in the microwave oven and do it for about 30 seconds at a time on high. Be careful not to burn yourself on the dish. Once you pull it out, you want to give it a little bit of a stir to make sure that you break it all up. And sometimes that'll help the last little bits to melt. Okay, I've pre-counted out 30 ginger snap cookies here. And I'm going to crush them in my food processor. I'm going to pour the butter around, give it a even distribution to start with. Then I'm just going to blend it a few more times inside of my food processor. I'm going to add some sugar here as well. Then I find pulse is the best way to incorporate things evenly. Okay, we're going to pre-grease the springform pan. Springform pan is important for a cheesecake because it allows you to take the sides off. I'm just using a sandwich baggie and grabbing in some vegetable shortening, and then I just hand apply it. Now that the crumbs, butter, and sugar are all evenly mixed, we're going to pour it into the springform pan. And I'm just going to use my hand to try to evenly pat it in to get a even coating. You want to go a little bit up the side, but that's up to you. I'm going to pre-cook this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. And in the meantime, we can get started on the cheesecake batter. This recipe calls for 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. You want to get that softened ahead of time, so it'll be easier to mix up. And I'm going to add my sugar. And I like this recipe because it doesn't just use white sugar, it also uses a little bit of brown sugar. Just like with normal baking, you always want to get the sugar and the butter mixed up ahead of time. This time you want to get the cream cheese and the sugar blended first. Okay, we're going to add the pumpkin straight to it. Now, pumpkin can be hard to find, and I haven't really found any stores that have a whole bunch of it this year. So, good luck to you, and when you find it, I recommend buying a few extra cans. Okay, now we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. This recipe calls for 4 eggs. And then some evaporated milk as well. And just a little bit of cornstarch. And just like pumpkin pie, I'm going to add a couple of spices as well. Mix it all up. Then after the 10 minutes, I want to pull out the crust. And to make this extra special, I'm sprinkling chocolate chips into the bottom. Make an extra chocolatey layer at the bottom. Now I'm going to pour about half of the batter into the springform pan, half to 2/3. And then we're going to make the rest into the chocolate batter. So I'm going to melt some chocolate chips in my microwave. You want to give it about 30 seconds at a time. You don't want the chocolate to burn though, so it's important to stir it. And even the stirring will help to melt it better. But then only do it about 10 seconds at a time after the initial 30 seconds. Okay, I'm going to add the melted chocolate to the remaining pumpkin cheesecake batter. Blend it up in my mixer. I'm going to pour that on top. I'm going to try to leave a little bit of the orange at the edges. It's going to help me with the marbling process. Okay, so you just take a knife and you do some swirls. And then it's ready to be put in the oven. I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to bake it for about an hour. Look how much it rises as you bake it. Now you want to test it. It should be pretty firm, but it can be a little jiggly still in the center. As it cools, it'll get more firm, more evenly firmed. And it's important to allow a lot of time to let a cheesecake cool. I recommend 3 hours. So here's our finished product. See how beautiful it is on the top, and it's got the chocolatey layer and then still the pumpkin layer. I hope you enjoy it.